The 5th of May, 1862, the Battle of Puebla in Mexico. The Army of Mexico defeated the technologically superior French army in the Second French Intervention at the Battle of Puebla. It was a victory for a nation that had seen nothing but defeat at the hands of interventionist foes for the past several decades. So this humble holiday somehow managed to make its way north to the United States, where it became something of a drinking holiday. I wonder how that happened. Anyway, I like the Cinco de Mayo. I think it's a fun time. I enjoy it. I don't go out and get hammered. I don't cause a fuss. I generally just try to have my tacos and go. And I wanted to share with you today my trail tacos, a recipe I have been working on for years and I'm very happy with. So let's get into it. So like the best recipes, it begins at home in the kitchen. In my largest cast iron skillet, I heat 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil over medium-high heat. To that, I add 1 medium onion, very finely diced, until it starts to take on a little color. Then I add 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, very finely pressed. Once those begin to smell very nice, I add 1 finely minced chipotle pepper in adobo. To that mixture, I add 16 ounces of ground sirloin and cook it until it's done and starting to take on some color of its own. I like sirloin for this application because it's very low fat, so I don't have to worry about draining the fat off of it like you normally do with dehydrated recipes. And it also has a really big beefy flavor. So those are my main principles for that. Once the meat is nice and brown, I then add my spice mix, which consists of 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of cumin, ground, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, 1.5 teaspoons of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of kosher salt, a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of coriander, and a teaspoon of oregano, and 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder. I stir that until homogeneous. And then I add it to the meat and stir to combine vigorously. Once everything's good and combined, I then add 3/4 of a cup of stock, as well as 2 teaspoons of Worcester sauce to give it a little bit more umami. And that, my friends, is the best taco meat I have ever had. And credit where credit's due, it's not really my own recipe. Yes, I've added a few things here and there, but it's really from Good Eats. So you can find the original recipe in the link down below. Credit where credit is due. So once the meat is ready, you can start considering what mix-ins you want. I like to keep things simple. I'll add 1/4 of an onion, very finely diced. I'll add some roughly chopped cilantro and some diced pickled jalapenos. Stir that in. Then I split the mixture evenly across 2 of my spill sheets in my dehydrator, set it for 145 degrees, and leave it for about 4 hours. After 4 hours, I then flip that solid dehydrated mass out so that way the underside can get some dehydration in. At the 7-hour mark, I then break it into 1-inch pieces. Once that's all broken up, I let it go for another 2 hours. So for me, it works out to about 9 hours of dehydration time. Once it's fully dehydrated, I then add it to a zip-top freezer bag, break it up into little chunks, and then portion it out into 4 even portions. It works out typically to about 2.5 ounces. From there, all you have to do is take it in the field. I like to add about 3 to 4 ounces of hot water to that mixture, mix it up very thoroughly, and then put it into my Reflectix koozie alongside 2 to 3 good quality tortillas. We have a local tortilla company here in my neighborhood that makes the best tortillas that are half corn and half wheat. And these particular ones have Hatch green chilies added to them, which makes them a little bit more special. Okay, so it's been sitting long enough. Let's take a look at our goodies here. That was my spoon falling on the ground because I was being inattentive. How about that? Okay. Look at that. That looks like taco meat. Like the cornstarch thickened up and absorbed a lot of that liquid. That looks like the real deal, doesn't it? Smells really good too. So I'm gonna get a tortilla out. I love these little binder clips. I use them to seal up pouches like this when I soak them. Works really well. Just a spoonful of taco meat makes the evening go down. The evening go down. The evening go down. Crumbles of cheese. I'm sure Alton Brown, whose recipe I stole to adapt into my own, would object to me using cheddar in this situation. I'm sorry, AB. The world doesn't deserve you. Let's try this out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's where it's at. Just the right amount of heat. A little bit of smoke. You should consider these on your next backpacking trip. And when you've left them to rehydrate long enough, they're not dry, they're not chewy. It tastes like the real deal. I have invented taco pans. If I'm mindful, this portion will go toward at least 3 or 4 tacos. This is a really nice serving of food right here. So there it is. Trail tacos. Get out there, give them a try. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Take care.